Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video of the 13th and final episode of Automan called Club 10. Last time we saw Jack, Walter and Automan after an assassin that killed the owner of a fashion company and Jack's friend and partner. The mob had made a loan to the fashion company and now wanted to take over the business. They tried to put pressure on the other partner in the company, but Automan was of course there to stop them. The assassin kidnapped the partner, and when confronted, the mob boss ran off with her. Automan and Walter followed, firing hollow lasers at the car to stop them from the autocopter. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. I was thinking about, they have this, obviously the titles, which every show has, most shows have, but then they have that really long introduction, and I think that's a bad sign for any show. If you've got to have an introduction to explain the show beforehand so people get what's going on, that's not a good sign. It kind of implies that people can't just drop in and watch the show whenever. You have to be watching it from the beginning. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I think it was only 13 episodes long. Plus it was the most expensive show to make at the time.
Captain, get back to your cage, boy.
I hate his acting. It looks like a child sulking. I always think of Rimmer from Red Dwarf, and I see him. I keep expecting to have like a H on his forehead because Rimmer has a holographic projector inside him that allows him to walk around and be solid, whereas Automan is just a hologram and he's solid with no projection, nothing to do it. He's self-contained. So is that Club 10? Is that like a luxury resort kind of thing? All the beautiful people playing sport.
Don't worry, folks. Just a little security problem.
Oh, that's reassuring. Don't worry, folks. Just a little security problem. Couldn't come up with a better excuse than that. Guns.
Hold it, Billy! Where are the stones? They're not on him.
I think he had a silencer on that gun, so why did it go boom when he fired it?
I just hope this message gets to you in time.
So she's left a voicemail.
You just left a message for someone and I heard you.
Yeah, it's a silencer. Just try to decide, should he be good at golf? I suppose if he can access information on, obviously he can play the sport, and he'll know all the angles and impact and everything and distance. But you've got to take into, I can't play golf, but you've got to take into account like the weather as well, haven't you? So wind, air pressure to a certain extent if you're doing it properly. You know what I mean? So I suppose if he can sort of gauge the weather and the wind speed, not sure how he could do that precisely, especially back then. I mean, you can access obviously computer systems, but he'd have to be doing it in real time and know the wind speed exactly where he is to be able to compensate. But yeah, if he could do all that, then in theory, yes, he could be an amazing player. I assume we're going to see. Oh, plus he could cheat like he did in the tennis match he played. He could just have Cursor create the golf ball and just have it going wherever he wants, hole in one every time. But that's, I'm talking about actually being able to play it properly, and I think he probably could. It's just the weather might throw a spanner in the works back then, I think.
The more I know about humans, the more effective I'll be at recreating their behavior. Who knows? I may have to impersonate a doctor someday.
Do you know what I've never noticed before? But look at the heels on those shoes or boots. Wow. I know he had lifts or something in his shoes to make him taller. He's already a tall guy, but I know they tried to make him taller again. But wow, it must have been awkward to walk in those. I don't think I've noticed that before in any episode. Also, I'd love to see him without the blue glow and the effect. Just to see what he wears, what he looks like without the effects on. I bet he looks really weird just walking around like that. Obviously, it looks weird when you add the blue glow, but at least it adds to it. But yeah, wow.
Oh, hi, Roxanne.
Wally, do you remember my friend Laura Ferguson,
Oh, she rang her.
the travel writer? Can you meet me at her apartment in 10 minutes?
What's the address?
The shortest distance between 2 points is not always a straight line.
So yeah, in the house, when obviously, although we had to take the carpet into account, that was it's not a completely flat floor. So yeah, trigonometry and angles, but you'd also have to take into account, especially that kind of distance and that speed, whether the floor is completely flat, and say the carpet thickness. There's lots of things you'd have to take into account to be able to pull off a shot like that. But yeah, in theory, he should be able to. I would have been also asking Automan immediately if Roxanne's worried about her friend. I'd have said, "What can you tell me about so and so, the travel writer?" And I would have hoped that he'd be able to access that information fairly quickly. Although I don't think he can he back then? It takes him time to go off and compile all that data. But at least got the the ball rolling, and asked him to start compiling that information. Maybe he did off camera, but I doubt it.
Friend Laura sure lives in a nice place.
So do you. A marina flat.
I'm house sitting for her while she's away.
Club 10. Isn't that jet set spa?
Right, it is.
Hello, Roxanne. This is Laura.
She left a message for herself?
No, the message was for you.
I'll leave a coded message that'll explain everything. But it's gonna take your friend Wally, the computer expert, to decipher it.
What sort of code would it be? Surely it would have made more sense for Roxanne to have taken the tape. It's a standard cassette tape, at least for machines back then, message machines. She could have taken it to Wally. She was already there listening to it, so she was physically there. She could have taken it to Wally. Instead, she seems to have gone to the police station, rung Wally from there, and then they've both gone back to the flat. That seems very odd. Even if she just took it with her to the police station and asked Wally to go there, that seems weird. It's obviously set up so that the place was empty and that they both had to go there to see an intruder. I assume the intruder's not going to get away with the tape because Wally's going to have to be doing deciphering that code. There's no point saying there's a code and then taking it away and not doing anything with it, so he's not going to get away with the tape. There's the tape. Also, it is a proper cassette tape. Normally they have those little ones back then for answer machines.
Team burglary. Whoever that guy was, he was after the message in Laura's tape.
Tape got left behind. Had to be.
Let's play this at headquarters. I'm sure Jack and the captain will like to hear it too.
Well, so why did you take it in the first place? Ah.
I'm going to go down to Club 10 myself.
Who am I going to send as your backup? I can't spare a single soul
Wally.
here to go with you.
Laura said I need Wally to decipher the message.
You can spare him.
Gone for a week. You have some vacation time coming up.
Oh, use vacation, not
Go
assignment.
with Roxanne and you'll do some investigating.
Ah,
Thank you, Captain.
thank you. You got to do work on his holiday.
I think.
No, it's not good. That's really bad. And also, that actually makes it unofficial as well. It means he's going there not as a policeman. So that actually puts him at risk and makes it a bit dodgy what he's going to be doing. Whereas if he was assigned to go there, at least he'd have the backing and protection of the police force. So that's really not good.
You sure you want Wally away for that long, right?
Yeah.
Just have to get along without him.
That's all well and good until something comes up and you need him, and then, oh yeah, it's Wally, you need your help.
Here are our reservations now.
Our reservations.
Otto J. Mann? Why are they in your name?
Admission is granted only to those with a 10 rating in looks as well as finances.
Wait a minute.
You're going as my valet.
I joked earlier about the beautiful people playing. This is true. That's really bad. Who decides whether someone's a 10? I've seen so-called models who are meant to be beautiful and amazing, and I don't find them attractive at all. Literally, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's crazy.
We don't recover those diamonds within 72 hours. We could all end up paying for it with our lives. Unless they find them first.
The ones I ran into while I was searching the girl's apartment.
Ah, okay. I was trying to work out how he knew who they were. Lucky they were having a top secret private conversation that could get them in trouble with the police in the lobby when they arrived, wasn't it? So he could see Roxanne and Wally arriving. Lucky coincidence.
Just because we couldn't find the message the girl left doesn't mean they won't.
Also, I wouldn't say he's a 10. I wouldn't let him in.
I'll let them lead us to the diamonds. And then I'll deal with them.
So what diamonds?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, now I know why they call this place Club 10.
Oh, God, I was slow. Yeah, that's why they call it Club 10, because everyone is a 10. Duh. Is there a Club 2? I have ideas above my station. He's not a 10 either.
So tell me, how did you decide to come to Club 10?
A friend of mine recommended it.
Yes, she met a very charming Frenchman, and they went off together.
And you know all the details.
Well, this is it. As a matter of fact, your rooms happen to be right next door to Miss Ferguson's.
Well, that's been done on purpose.
Anything at all.
So is he upstairs? Oh. Okay. So two different things there. So was that one guy upstairs because the rooms above allow them to listen what's going on below them? Are they specifically rooms for that purpose, for spying on people, on their guests, learning information, blackmail perhaps? That would kind of make sense, although it doesn't fit with the diamonds thing yet. And then you had that other guy. So he's the guy who's at the pool, who I still don't think is a 10, so why is he there? He seems to be separate from the bad guys as such. I'm thinking law enforcement of some kind. FBI, maybe? Don't know, we'll find out. But he's definitely involved, but not with the bad guys.
The woman was obviously lying. The first time she touched me, her blood pressure was 120
I was
over 7.
wondering, so he
The second
checked.
time it was 160 over 90. She was very nervous about something.
Right. That's a useful trick.
How are we going to get into Laura's room without a key?
Well, that's easy. I'll let you in.
He really is amazing.
Have she not seen him do that before? Maybe not. Alright, so it looks like he was just using as a vantage point to watch them going into. Oh, well, they're going to be wondering how he got in there when he's been watching the rooms.
I don't even know what we're looking for.
It's got to be in this article she was working on.
Perhaps this will help.
What's that?
Her notes for the article. It's a diary.
Big one's leaving. He's got the diary.
So they knew the diary existed by the sounds of it. Why on earth they've had... She went missing a few days ago, according to Roxanne. Why have they not been in the room and taken all the stuff out? Even emptied it of all her belongings and just said, yes, the reporter was here, but she checked out a few days ago. We don't know where she is now. That would surely make complete sense. If she checked out, doesn't do with the club then. She's got lost or gone missing between the club and wherever she went home, basically. But by keeping her in the club, she's now gone missing at the club. That's weird. Everyone's spying on everyone else. It's good to see his reflection in the glasses. They're both really bad at this. He's bad at following, and he's bad at being followed, and trying not to look like he knows he's being followed.
Oh, you're a policeman.
Police.
We want Roger Crandall as badly as you do. We have reason to believe he's using Club 10 as a front. Diamond smuggling.
Yeah, Inspector Mercer with a British accent, which makes me think he's British police, who would have no jurisdiction there. So, what's he doing there? If it was like Interpol or something, maybe, but they haven't explained that yet.
Because you're here on vacation.
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry, but in no way on this planet is he a 10. So how would he have got in? And if this place is Club 10, only the beautiful people are allowed there, again, that server, I would say he's a 10. Surely you'd have all staff who are 10s as well, else what's the point of the club? It's meant to be the peak of perfection. It just doesn't make sense. If he's dancing like this, he would have to be dancing perfectly, because there's no other way he would do it. He would be doing it exact and precise, and he's not. He's dancing like someone who's practiced and dances the tango. So is that guy going to pop up? Nope, still watching.
The girl's leaving. I said the girl's leaving. Do you hear me?
Oh, shout it really loud so everyone can hear. Don't see how she got tied up with with diamonds.
I tell you to scream.
So scream, lure somebody in whilst you're hiding behind the door. Not a bad tactic. Although it's a bit ridiculous being in the other room, you stay in the other room to stop them from untying themselves in the first place. Ah, bad luck. Good plan though. Ooh, maybe not a good plan.
If you're going to get any distance, you have to follow through.
I thought the object was to hit the ball as hard as I could.
No, he'd know that. He might have taken advice on the specifics of the hole, but he'd know all the rules and all the ways of playing golf. It's a par 5, which is a long hole. Hole in one.
525 yards. Nice shot.
And that's kind of what I was saying earlier, and that's actually much more realistic. He didn't get a hole in one, or unless it goes on in a second, but he got it onto the green, which makes perfect sense, because he can take as much of the weather into account as possible, but not all of it. So he probably was aiming perhaps for a hole in one, but he couldn't take into account everything, so it got very close. And that's actually much more realistic and believable than him getting the hole in one. I hope it doesn't go on to a hole in one now.
I believe I'm on the green in one.
Nope, just straight on the green. I like that actually, because that works.
Why don't we act like we already found the message, and we have the diamonds?
Oh, then they'll come after us.
Right.
And lead us to Laura.
We've got to celebrate. Throw money around.
You shouldn't have killed him, Crandall.
Did kill him. What about the girl?
When we signed on to do this thing, it was to smuggle jewels, not to kill. We're not murderers.
You are now.
We're only going to borrow the money. Just promise me you'll pay it back.
Oh, he's going to talk to the very fake cash machine and take out money. Of course, nobody would notice that. All you had to do is put your hand over the slot like that, and the money would just collect in your hand.
Despite his promise to cooperate, he's continuing to conduct an independent investigation which may well conflict with our own efforts.
This is your fault, Curtis. I never should have let you talk me into letting him go.
It was your idea. Oh, plus, it's not an official police investigation. He specifically said use your vacation time, so they're covered as far as the police are concerned. It's just Walter's the one in trouble.
I want you to take the first plane over there, bring him back here before he trips over a gun and hurts somebody.
This is nobody's jurisdiction with the people who are there at the moment.
Hey, is everybody happy? Yeah!
Drinks on us.
That's right. And the champagne's on us, along with everyone's dinner tonight.
We wouldn't get that much money out of a cash machine. I mean, the number of people who are there, all their food, champagne, drinks, everything on them. I mean, you'd be talking probably tens of thousands of pounds, I should think. Especially when people know the drinks are free, they'll be drinking more. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people there. So you're talking a lot of money. You're not going to get that out of a cash machine.
What did you have in mind?
Diamonds.
I understand. They're a girl's best friend.
Are they going to fade away at some stage, though?
Well, I don't know how, but they must have found those diamonds. Search their rooms.
Oh, so go off without telling them where you're going. She's going to get kidnapped then. Good moves.
Afraid I'll have to leave you for a while.
Well, before you res out on me, have you seen Roxanne?
I quite like it when it says res out. It gives it like a phrase linked to it. I quite like that sort of that. I assume it means resolve out. So I assume they're going to take him as well now, not just leave him there. Oh no. Take him somewhere. By the body of the... Yeah.
Officer Nippica, you are under arrest for murder.
Oh, he picks up the gun. No gloves or anything. It's not a bad idea, though, framing him for that murder.
Otto.
Get me out of here!
All right, don't make a scene.
So step into Automan and then walk out to the wall.
I'll see if Roxanne's in the room. You go to the front desk and see if she left us a message.
Park it for you, sir?
That won't be necessary.
Cursor?
So all of a sudden they're letting everyone see everything.
I think you should send for your tailor.
Yeah. Why is that his default view? Surely you'd make him appear with something on so he blends in whenever he appears. Like that. Why didn't they do that days ago? It's Jack. Because we haven't seen their face, and we know everyone so far, so why wouldn't they let us see the face? It's because it's Jack.
Jack, the last characters typed in are a row of asterisks. She's a writer. She left the coded message on the ribbon.
You're right, Walter. She must have typed something else and then put this sheet back in the typewriter.
And then destroyed the paper, because the message is on the ribbon. Yeah. Why is Wally the only one who could solve that? It's not even really computer related, it's typing related. It's a very tenuous link. It's quite a clever idea, though.
They're in the dining hall.
Where in the dining hall?
Fish tank.
They're in the bottom of the aquarium.
Yeah, good place to hide diamonds. I noticed the fish tank a few times. It's been in shot when they've been in there, because I always thought it looked a bit funny. But yeah, as soon as they said dining room, where else would you hide them? Bottom of fish tank, because obviously diamonds, see-through, good place to hide them. Makes perfect sense. I think I've seen it in shows before. They've done that as well.
The two of you take them to the other side of the island.
Kill them.
There's nothing there but sheer cliffs.
Yeah, they've got no value now.
Exactly.
Although I'd probably wait until I actually had the diamonds.
The diamonds are in the dining hall at the bottom of the aquarium. Let's go, Walter.
No, you two go get the diamonds. I'll see if I can find Roxanne.
Yeah, but there's be staff there. I mean, how much attention is it going to be to draw if you're trying to get stuff out of a fish tank?
Hold it. Stay where you are.
But you're just a random guy with a gun. You have no jurisdiction there.
Drop.
Surely it would make more sense for Automan to step into Walter then, because then bullets couldn't hurt them.
Drop it. Don't get cute, just drop it. Sure, Wally, I can take it from here. There's no sign of Roxanne.
Don't worry, we'll find her.
I waited until he got some cuffs on him.
There she goes.
What we need is a tree in the road. Cursor?
Again, that's, of course, an accident like that could seriously harm Roxanne and the other woman.
Come on.
Just walking around with a gun, two women tied up.
Give me your car keys.
I thought he was going to let him go in the car.
I believe everything's under control. I'll take my leave now.
And they're going to disappear in front of the other woman. All the other episodes, they've kind of hidden and protected the Automan from being seen. This episode, they're just blatantly doing everything in front of people. The car disappeared, he's disappearing. Weird.
It's almost impossible to see diamonds when they're immersed in water.
Yeah, good idea.
They use the rich clientele of Club 10 to unknowingly do the smuggling for them.
They got them to carry sports equipment full of diamonds through customs at airports all over the world, and then rip them off at the other end.
Only an idiot would stick his arm in a tank full of piranha.
Piranha?
Sure, it'd make more sense to drain the tank anyway. Okay. It wasn't a bad episode. The diamond link was very tenuous. It didn't really explain until the very end. And even then, I don't quite get where she got the diamonds from. So that was a bit odd. But actually, the way the story flowed wasn't bad. A few bits didn't make sense, but to be honest, to be expected in this show. It's a shame it was the last one. It's obviously not an ending. It's just an episode. But yeah, this is the last episode that last episode that was broadcast, or at least part of on the DVD anyway. I'm not sure of the broadcast order, but it's the 13th episode on the DVD. Yeah, so it was all right. Probably one of the better ones out of the ones I've seen. So at least it ended on a high in Automan terms. So next week I'll have a roundup episode. You'll see next week how I normally sort of wrap up a series. And then the week after, going to be starting on Manimal. So again, I think it's 13 episodes of that. So that'll be in 2 weeks' time. So let me know what you thought about this last episode. And I shall see you for the final wrap-up one next week. Be seeing you.